I'm Jake Deffinbaugh, and welcome to Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show, a podcast where me and my friends talk about nostalgic moments and pop culture from our childhoods. We interview people such as actors, producers, composers, puppeteers, and more. We'll be sharing our favorite memories, talk about behind-the-scenes moments, and so much more. I'm your host, Jake Deffinbaugh, and welcome to this Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show episode. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show. I'm your host Jake, and my co-host we have for today, Chris Bixby and Wyatt McCullough. How are you guys?
Out of this world.
Yeah, right. Our last guest that we have, Peter Lorre.
Yes, he was awesome.
Yes, one of the few composers, another composer that we have on our show. Peter Lorre.
Yeah,
he did so much shows that I'm glad that we got much as what we wanted, for that interview, because that interview that's the shortest interview we ever had on our
This one's gonna be on. Don't
worry. yeah. Well, I hope so. To be honest, because
should I say what show he's from?
Well, of course.
So there was a show that I don't remember what channel. I found it in 2012. Just randomly watch it. It was called Dooley and Pals, and we actually got one of the kids from Dooley and Pals. Do you want to say the name?
Mm-hmm.
And he played Chris. Who is he, Jakey?
Yep, and he's Justenn Notario. Hi, Justenn.
Hello. Yes, I used to play the youngest of the neighbors. His name was Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And a little back.
Same Chris.
Yeah.
But yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, he did Chris for we're doing a Pals show, and he's the youngest kid that works for the show, and yeah, he's one of the kids. And the first question we're gonna start off is, how you starting as your young days? How you started that for got into acting?
Yeah, how'd you get into acting and stuff?
So originally I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I was born in the Navy base there. My mother was really into like getting our kids into acting and stuff. So she got me and my brother into doing a lot of commercial work as kids and stuff like that. So this happened years ago, but you probably see me in commercials that are like SeaWorld, Universal. I did a commercial for Barnum and Bailey's Circus.
Oh wow.
Obviously I played a lot of the children in these commercials and everything. I did a lot of kid modeling and stuff because of the fact that at that time it was like growing with like people of color and minorities and stuff like that, so they were including all of these into commercial work and stuff. So that was actually a huge turning point into my career when I was a little boy. I went to an audition. I was traveling from Jacksonville to Orlando multiple times. Went to one audition. I went to an audition and I didn't get a call back, but then there was another audition that was posted, so my mom took me. Over 600 kids auditioned for the roles. Over 600 kids, and I was one of them.
There you go.
So, wow,
that's awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a cutthroat kind of an audition and everything, but we auditioned for the pilot season, and then they really liked me and stuff, so I wound up having to move from Jacksonville to Orlando. And then
there you go. And I know you also did Universal performing and Disney performing as well.
Yeah. We could talk about that later.
Yeah, that's later.
I know you guys want to ask those questions and stuff like that. We can we'll chat about that.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah, right. Right.
But yeah, Chris was a little bit of backstory about Chris if anybody hasn't actually seen the show. Dooley and Pals is basically an ABC show. It's actually still being aired over in certain places such as like Hawaii and everything.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
it's actually still being aired. I'm still getting reached out. You guys are actually the only ones that have recently reached out to me, but a couple of people have reached out to me on TikTok, on Instagram. They've been finding me and everything because they just recently discovered the show. And it's actually kind of crazy because I thought the show we only went up to 49 episodes and the show was canceled. So
are you talking about 39? Because that's
or 39.
Yeah, 39.
39. Yes, because I think the number I wanted to say this number started at 10 and then went up to 49 or something like that. It was weird. And so I don't know. It was just weird. So yeah, we went up to that many episodes and then it canceled. So a little bit about Chris or about the show, Dooley and Pals.
Right.
Dooley is an alien that landed in the backyard of Max and Nick and their mother. And basically it's this family with neighborhood kids that are teaching an alien and a robot the ways of life on Earth and stuff. So we have Dooley and then we have Marty.
Yeah.
And I was one of the boys. There were six people or six kids. And then obviously, we have Mrs. Z and then we have the mom and everything.
Yeah, right.
I was the youngest of the boys. And I was mainly partnered up with Max. So during the filming and during everything, the majority of the time I was always partnered with Max. Typically Max was always on set. Max and Nick were like the main duo, and then we were the neighborhood kids. Yeah. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And that explains why in that one episode when you guys are fighting over the Dooley vision. That's why you were partnered up with her.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was actually one of my favorite episodes that I've ever filmed because I got to be a mad little boy.
That song in that episode was in Tops, an amazing song.
However, my all-time and still to this day, and I still remember the lyrics too. My all-time favorite song is Bug, Bird, and Beast.
Oh.
That was my favorite song as a kid. When I got to be I got to be an ant.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen that episode.
You gotta.
And it's on YouTube now. Some channels.
Yeah. Chris mentioned that there was 15 out of 39 episodes that's on YouTube. But I'm thinking all episodes are originally, not originally, like planned to get all the episodes of the show to YouTube.
Yeah,
so that's nice.
That's great.
Yeah,
I get to see my face all over YouTube.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's
people.
crazy.
I feel like it's because sometimes the knowledge of the show from people don't really know as much, but three of us really. But
do you know if the songs were pre-recorded?
Yes, they were pre-recorded.
I thought so.
We didn't actually sing it.
There you go. It's just like Barney.
I think that's what happened.
It's just like Barney and Val Guy when they're pre-recorded. There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
So since Justenn mentioned pilots or something like that, is there a question you want to say about that, Wyatt?
Yeah, so I don't remember where I found it. It's on the Wikipedia for Julian Pals. Wasn't his original name Dinky and there was like 10 pilots? And it was in the backyard. Did I can add it?
I know that there was like for Dooley.
Yeah.
I know that there was an original name and I think they changed it to Dooley. They didn't really so as kids, so this is the thing. Whenever especially I can't really talk much about it and everything because obviously I used to work for Disney and stuff like that. But we always keep the magic alive. And that's one of the huge things about the characters and the VIPs that we represent at all theme parks basically. So as at that age, we were never involved in anything when it came to Dooley and Marty and whatnot, because even in our eyes, they still kept the magic alive.
Exactly.
Even though that we performed with them, if that makes sense.
It's like Barney.
We were never discussed or included in any of that information of Dooley had an original name and then they changed it and stuff like that, because we only knew Dooley as Dooley and then we only knew Marty as Marty. So it was one of those things that it's like that information kind of surfaced and stuff like that. But us at that age, we never knew that. So I can't really give you a yes or a no, or if this is true, kind of answer, because at that age we only knew Dooley as Dooley. So
you have to get David Medina, I think, to answer that question. He'll later around to play Bozark in an amazing show.
So
but
yeah, it's funny because it's like I've heard of rumors. It's just that it's one of those things of like, we keep the magic alive. So
yeah, it's like one of those things where Barney was a parody.
Yeah, like for Barney, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Nuts. Keep much alive with those people. Those people. So.
Is there any people from Dooley and Pals that you still keep in touch with?
Because here's the thing. Okay, go on. We need help getting these people. You're the only one besides the other one that is around. And it'd be awesome to have a Dooley reunion.
So unfortunately, none of the kids I really keep in contact with. I kept in contact with Josh and Erica a little bit when we were all in like high school and college, but it kind of fell off of the that just kind of fell off. I know Eric is a chef.
Wow.
I don't know the location that he's in. I don't know Kayla.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember their names. Is it
Nicole
Kayla and
then
I've not kept in contact with them. Kayla and Nicole have not kept in contact with them at all. There was a little bit of drama between my mom and Kayla's mom that there was
we don't want to
did not we didn't
That's
after
a
Julian Pals, that
podcast.
was it. Nicole, I know that she went to pursue like singing and rapping and stuff like that, but I haven't heard since Julian Pals. Erica was cheerleading and Josh was doing football. So nice. So they're all we kind of kept in contact in college, and then it just kind of fell off. However,
they're doing their own ways.
Everybody, we live our own lives and everything. I went to I went to stay in Orlando, went to school, grew up, worked, graduated from college, and then I moved out to LA. So now I'm out in LA now. But when I was working in Orlando and I was performing at Disney, I still performed with Mrs. Z and David Maida.
Yeah,
That's
David
awesome.
Maida is amazing.
David is such a kooky guy, and I bet he is. Burst of energy. Freaking loved him.
I bet he is, because the show was filmed in Florida, and he also did Bozark, the Elephant Freedom Gym in Florida.
I think I remember him telling me about that.
Cool.
It's also crazy to think Ken Jones, who did somebody, I don't remember who he did a puppet as well. Cosmos and Zoom.
Are we talking about Marty?
I think.
Or okay. I haven't kept in contact with him since Dooley and Pals either. So I actually don't really know much.
Yeah, Michael Stevens.
Yeah, Michael Stevens. David Maida did a lot of the puppetry. And it was actually kind of cool because he continued that into like years later when I actually joined in as a performer at Disney. He was still doing puppetry, so I was years later he was still doing it. So, but
awesome.
A lot of David Maida did a lot of the performers on the show, and so and they were actually voiced themselves. Like that was his voice.
Yeah, it says Ken Jones voiced Dooley or something like that.
I'm not 100% sure there, because I do know that some of the pre-recorded stuff may not have been Maida. But on the actual show, like if it was like pre-recorded and stuff like that, but on the actual show, that was Maida. So
you guys also did live appearances, like Great Day for NBA.
Ooh, that I don't know. And
the reason I know about this, it's on YouTube, and I looked it up. You're in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's a live appearance. It's called Dooley and Pals Great Day for NBA.
I need to take a look at that.
Yeah, that was
I need to look up some.
into an MDA song, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of disappointed at the same time where I understand at the same time where Dooley and Pals never like do like a tour or like do live shows or something.
I think, and I told Jakey this, if they come back, they make a movie explaining where Dooley came from. It was never explained in the series. Same with Marty.
Yeah. We didn't tour, but we were like involved in like the Thanksgiving parade up in New York. We were involved in LA.
Wow, that's awesome.
Stuff.
Wait,
so
are you talking about like just Thanksgiving parade like around like just on your in the area where the show happens or something like that, or it's just for Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade? For the weirdest because I thought
the show was filmed in Florida.
Macy's.
Okay,
was,
and then
yeah.
Yeah, you're probably on there with Marty than I am.
Yeah, so it was I didn't go to New York. I was one of the kids that went to LA. So when we went to LA, we toured around. We did like the Ed McMahon show.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah. So what was just experience with the set of the show?
Yeah.
It was actually really funny. So this show was actually filmed backstage at what is currently Hollywood Studios in Orlando. It used to be called MGM Studios.
Yeah.
It was an actual working studio lot where there was actual shows being filmed at the time. At the time that Dooley and Pals was being filmed, Mortal Kombat was being filmed, and Xena Warrior Princess was also being filmed there.
Oh wow.
So literally we're in one sound stage, and then we're walking down the hallway into another sound stage, and boom, there's Xena Warrior Princess. Like, yeah, it was actually kind of cool. Actually, if you see the Mortal Kombat movie, my brother was actually in it. He was one of
wow.
Yeah, he was one of the monks at the very beginning. It's the really bad Mortal Kombat movie, like the really overly
we actually know someone who
yeah. My brother was one of the kids in the monks at the beginning of the movie.
What was it like being a kid on the Dooley and Pals?
God, one thing that a lot of people don't really know is when it feels all glamorous and it feels all great of being an actor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Being a kid actor, I felt like I didn't really have a life. Like, and to be honest, like I wanted to go back to school. I wanted to make friends. I only knew these 5 kids that I saw every day because I was being schooled on set.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really have any friends. So it was great, and it was a wonderful experience, but
you just want to do something for as a normal life at the same time.
You just kind of wanted to be a normal kid.
Kids that barn.
Like I kind of was brought up acting and performing and everything. Then I wanted to be a normal kid for once. So finally, once Dooley and Pals ended, I went right back to public school because I at a young age I've been homeschooled and then schooled on set. Like when I was not on set, like if you guys saw that I wasn't there in the show, I was in school. Right. Like I was being schooled by. We had a teacher on set, so
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's. I mean, people see it as glamorous, but in the end, it's like, we didn't really feel like we were kids anymore.
Yeah.
After a while.
This is a question, and I know you might know this, but you might not. Do you know if the picture pals were actually sent in by fans? Because I know there were picture pals on the show.
Yeah, those are actual drawings from kids. We actually provided an address that people were able to send their own drawings to.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
Jake, you should have been around back then. You would have been on it. Jakey's a good drawer.
Yeah, he's really good.
Check out his Instagram.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I even draw made posts on there of drawings anyway. So, okay. Was there any people that on school or around or neighborhood or anything? Are there any people that you did Chris for the show?
Like
anybody that knew you were on the show.
Yeah, like people who recognize you from Dooley and Pals.
A lot of my friends knew that I was like when I went back to public school, they knew who I was and they knew what I was doing and stuff, because I did have friends obviously that was like in the neighborhood and everything. But it was kind of one of those like
but you still don't really know much of the whole of the show that you were part of.
Yeah, they knew what I was doing, but it was kind of cool because I had friends that just wanted to be my friends to be my friend. Like they didn't want to be my friend because it's like, oh, you're part of a TV show and stuff. Like they knew what I was doing, but like it was one of those like they just saw me as me, you know.
Exactly.
So it was nice because I'm sure people today in Hollywood, like they can't even go outside and walk their dog without like a paparazzi.
It's like Chris Pratt.
It's like
right.
It'd be cool if the props are still around from that show. I don't know if they are.
I'm not 100% sure actually.
That'd be a question for David Madia. Or
the people who build the props for the show.
Yeah, the people who made the props. Yeah.
I think my mom might have saved something because they gave us a piece of like something from the set.
Ooh.
I think my mom might have saved something, but I have a feeling that it might have gotten damaged during the hurricanes. What was it? Do you guys remember the Marty hats?
Yes.
That we had?
Yes.
Like the box hats. We used to have those.
I saw it on a clip on YouTube.
Same.
But I think that because of the hurricanes during in Orlando, it was like, what was it? Gene, Francis, and Charlie. There was like there were three hurricanes back to back. And there was a lot of damage to our house. I think a lot of that memorabilia was damaged.
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
That's especially to people who knew that show for a long time. Because I feel like there's some people that who's big fans of the show that still remembers that show when the show even aired new episodes on that point.
I do know that my mom transferred. I don't know if this is illegal or anything, but my mom transferred VHS to DVD, and so all of the shows are on DVD now.
It's technically not because the DVDs are available on Amazon. Show.
Oh well, there you go.
Yeah.
And the show's still around. Like it's on streaming and everything.
Yeah, I mean, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do now?
Yeah, so I want more respectful of the recognizable of the show because like
I know one of Jakey's favorite songs is The Name Game.
Yes.
Oh God.
He sings it. Trust me, he was singing it before we did this.
I forgot what that.
Jakey, sing a bit.
I think probably kind of recognize is it. So basically, I'm gonna say your character's name, Chris. Chris, and the Chris's name, and Chris.
It was like
his name. Just say it once.
Say it once again, twice again.
Say Chris, and Chris is your name.
Yes.
Say Chris.
Yes, I remember.
It always started with Michael for some reason.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and you're mentioning Eric Battle. I know he's definitely still around. Like, he commented on a YouTube video. Somebody uploaded the song.
Oh yeah, I remember talking about that before.
Yeah. Quick short check 1, 2, 3. So user uploaded it and you commented on it.
Yeah, you guys gotta listen to Bug Birder Beast. That one's a good song.
Oh yes, definitely. We gotta listen to that.
Like it was that was one of my personal favorite ones. And I actually it was funny because I actually sang it on stream when I was on Twitch. Because
wow.
All of my viewers are all like, oh, we wanna because I talked about it or mentioned it before on stream and they were all like, oh my God, I want to hear it. And I was like, oh God.
Watch somebody sing the song.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so since we talk about so much about Dooley and Pals, so basically, before I ask this, to be more clarified for myself, is that mostly after the show ended, after you being like little yourself as a normal kid, normal person for school and everything, and then after that, mostly your next chapter is that. Then what I know is that you're now kind of like work at Universal.
Yes. Yeah, and Disney, because I saw on your TikTok you posted something with Scooby. And Scooby's awesome.
So used to work at Walt Disney World. I was there from 2010 to 2017.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I performed as a parade performer. I danced. I also stilt walked.
Oh wow.
So I learned how to stilt walk. I've been stilt walking for 10 years now.
Oh, wow.
So I'm a professional stilt walker. So I've been doing that. If you guys ever been over to Disney and you ever been to Animal Kingdom, I pretty much lived at the Festival of the Lion King. If you haven't seen the show, definitely look it up on YouTube. It's a really, really good show. That's actually where I used to perform with Mrs. Z and David. David May also stilt walks.
Awesome.
And it was actually really funny how me and him reconnected. So I'll go off about how we actually reconnected. So one day we were both getting ready for parade at Animal Kingdom. There's a dressing room. We're getting dressed, and I'm sitting down and I'm looking over at this guy, and I looked at him, and I was like, because I remember David because I've seen David, but then I saw Dooley. So like obviously I'm like, you know, I wasn't.
What the heck are you looking at?
I wasn't dumb. So I'm sitting in the dressing room and I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, I just on a whim I was like, David, and he looked at me and I was like, he's like, hi. Didn't know who I was, and I was like, so do you remember a kid TV show called Dooley and Pals? And he looked at me and he's like, immediately his eyes started getting wider, and I was like, I'm Chris.
Oh my god,
that is awesome.
Why don't you do the same with Maury?
So I want to say it was 2001 we ended the show. 2002, I think. I don't remember.
Because the show went on 2003 to 2003.
To 2003? Or no.
June
5th, I'm trying to remember the last episode.
Oh, okay.
When it was aired.
I got it right here.
Yeah, like the last episode of when it was aired. This was
the
so
last
long
episode,
ago.
June 5th, 2003.
2003. Okay. So I think we finished filming it in 2002 because it wasn't released until 2003. I think because the shows are obviously they're pre-recorded and everything, and then they go into editing and stuff.
Yeah.
So from 2002 to 2000 and I want to say 14.
Yeah.
I haven't. I saw David for the first time after like 12 years.
Wow.
So he literally looked at me and he's like, "You grew up," and I was like, "Thank you."
To be honest.
So he and I got to perform together on Parade Route. Because we were stilt walkers together and stuff, so we got to perform years down the line. So I still keep in contact with David. He and I actually still talk on like Facebook and everything.
Hopefully in the future you can help us get him on here because there's a lot of people.
I'll reach out to him.
Because I want to also ask him about Animal Jam because I grew up with Animal Jam.
Yeah, okay. Animal Jam's a good show.
I'll reach out to him and I'll let him know. If he's interested, I'll reach out to you guys and I'll give you guys his information and everything. But,
all right.
No, cool. Nice.
So going back to, I used to perform and I used to work at Walt Disney World. Again, I did shows, parades, I did holiday stuff. I did stilts, I did puppetry, I did everything under the radar. I even traveled internationally for Disney.
Wow.
I went over to Southeast Asia. I did a tour of Singapore, Taiwan, and Indonesia. So I did that for Star Wars.
That's cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
So
That's amazing.
yeah, I was promoting Star Wars for Disney and everything. So it was a wonderful time. Then I graduated from college. I felt like I was kind of stuck. And so I was just like, you know what? I submitted my 2 weeks. I left on a good note, and I kind of packed up my car and moved out to LA. So
yeah, then you did Universal.
Been out here. I used to work at Universal in Orlando as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay,
so
since
yeah.
Like if you talk about like Universal, do you know about that? You know, there's like Barney attraction called Theme Park with Barney.
It's like close this year.
Yeah.
It actually closed. It
Yeah.
finally closed after so many years.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, DreamWorks replaced it.
It's crazy.
It's
They went very long without like changing the show at all. Like it was just the same show from like the 90s up until like this year.
It literally had like maybe three like seats of like people every show. And I was
they tore down the theater.
Yeah,
Because I know they
okay.
replaced it with some DreamWorks meet and greet.
Yeah. I'm shocked that it lasted that long because so when I used to work at Universal in Orlando, before I left, they were like, yeah, we're closing this area down. We're closing down Fievel and everything because they're going to build Nintendo Land there. That's the that was the rumor or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
coming around.
Yeah. So that was the rumor. And I was just like, oh well, finally, like that show's been around forever. And then it's surprising. It actually does not surprise me that they just now closed it down. But yeah. I used to. So if you guys ever heard of Halloween Horror Nights?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Of course.
I worked that event since 2013.
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
I was scaring people. It was a wonderful balance because at Disney you always have to smile and you have to be, cheery. And
right.
everything.
Yeah.
And then at Universal you get to release your aggression on people. So I like that aggression and that anger, and it's just like, can I get a photo with you? No. And like, you walk away.
That's awesome.
I was gonna say,
that's funny. That's
it
funny.
makes you wonder if you met up with Shayna Freeman up there, because I know Gaga Island was also up there. We had it on previous episodes.
What, Horror Nights?
No, Shayna Freeman was at Universal. Gaga Island was filmed in New York, and then they went to Universal.
Yeah, when they had like the Nickelodeon studios there.
Oh, I've actually, so I've met a couple of famous people on both sides.
Okay.
What was it? So moving out to LA and everything, I've been out here. My title is I'm a stunt performer and stilt walker at Universal. So I work with a stunt company now called Action Horizon. So I don't actually work at so I work at Universal. I don't work for Universal. I work for a third party. So I do that, and then I also stilt walk during Halloween Horror Nights when it happens here. So this past year I can actually talk about it because we are allowed to. I was the tall man in The Haunting of Hill House during Halloween Horror Nights. So if you guys have ever seen that show, it's a really good show. I was the really, really tall man. And I was like a ghost or whatever. But so I did that during Halloween. But during Horror Nights in 2019, I met a lot of famous people. Actually, I met Terry Crews.
Oh my gosh.
I met Billie Eilish. I met Lizzo.
My gosh, that's amazing.
Punky Brewster.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I met she was the little girl.
Yeah,
obviously she's older now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually met her. I met what's her name from, I'm drawing a blank on her name. She's in Riverdale, the redhead.
Madeline.
Madeline. I met her. I also I hugged Ariana Grande.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Shit you
That's
not.
crazy.
I shit you not. Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
Oh no, you're fine. You're
fine.
fine. We had a previous interview that I'd cursed, like, so you're all good.
So what wound up happening was that I was doing a role that was a stilt walker on a street. And so we're waiting for these people to like walk by us. And I'm waiting there and I'm just like, where is everybody? Like there's no one coming out. And so I walk into the middle of the street and I kid you not, literally the fog parts and Ariana Grande is walking down the street and I'm standing there and I'm like, wait, what? And so the reason why is because they had to stop the queue to let her and her like entourage in. And so there was this long pause. And so when I walked out into the middle of the street and she happens to be there, she had her pink it was a mask and it was like the snout was the pink pig or whatever, the pig mask that she has. She walked down the street, she flipped her hair, and then she like raised her arms to me and I was like, and I just dropped down and then hugged her. I was like, all right. So I get to say that I hugged Ariana Grande. So,
growing up with her.
Wow.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
Hey, one of those people. I'll send my friend up there next if you like HHN.
Okay. All right. So
I'll be like, go find Justin. He won't know you are. I'll be like, go find Justin.
So people actually don't know me by Justin at work. They so I go by Shadow.
I'll just tell him, go find Shadow.
Literally, if you say hey, do you know Shadow? That's how people know me. Like they don't actually know me by my real name. So Shadow is like my stage name. It's been my stage name at Horror Nights. And then into Twitch and everything. It's been my stage name since 2013. And so it was just a nickname that was given to me, and then people just kept calling me it. So I was just like, okay.
I'll tell him.
Whatever.
He likes that.
I like to sneak in the shadows when I scare people. That's why.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
But now in today's age, I've been live streaming on Twitch. I still work at Universal. I'm hoping so I can't really tell you what I'm doing at Universal and everything. Just know it's a lot of fun, and if you guys want to check it out, you can either go to my TikTok or Instagram or anything. I do post stuff there.
Anywhere.
Excuse me.
Right.
That's fine.
But I'm working on getting into voice acting now.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow, awesome.
So that's my next journey. That's my next journey, is that I want to get into voice acting, and I play a lot of video games and stuff like that. So I want to do some voice acting in video games and stuff. So
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of voice actors on here as well. So.
Oh yes, we got. Yep.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So since we're talking about a little bit with I think part with Bonnie Trax a little bit ago. It's kind of crazy what you think about taking part of Bonnie and Bonnie Close. Okay, to be honest, I know Bonnie fans were like so disappointed about it. You know how Bonnie is.
With
at the same time, yeah, but it kind of makes sense why it took down, because they never change anything except they do in holiday shows. And the popularity of the changing of the how many people go to that attraction, and the attraction's been there for so long that I was three of us were disappointed at first, but like more now we're kind of like understand why.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's obviously disappointing that it's gone, but like it was time.
Yeah, and you sadly can't hear Bob Weston's voice anymore because that was the last place you could hear it.
Yep.
So here's my interpretation of everything that happens in Orlando. So everything in Orlando is all about tourism. Okay.
Yeah.
Out in LA, it's all about the immediate audience.
Yeah.
Basically the surrounding audience and those that are like always returners. The audience in LA basically is focused on those that are the immediate audience, so those that are surrounding the areas and surrounding the theme parks, because those are returning guests, and so they constantly have to keep like
and stuff.
They have to renew things. They have to change the shows and everything. That's why the lifespan for a lot of the shows and a lot of the performances here in LA are constantly changing, is because people get bored and they start to see numbers drop and everything. Whereas in Orlando, they don't care if a show is around for 10, 15 years. Like,
right,
they're constantly getting new guests and stuff. So
that family thing you mentioned is kind of like the Wiggles, because people who grew up with the Wiggles can now take them to see the Wiggles.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is awesome.
Right.
Yes.
So we're wondering about this. Is there any things that you want to show that involves that? If you have some stuff that regards of Dooley and Pals Show, like
or anything.
I don't know if I actually have anything, to be honest. Because I did try to pull up some videos off of YouTube and stuff, but the last video that I tried looking up, it actually was removed.
Yeah, I think it was Kim Show Club or something like that. Because there was a channel that put a lot of them private at all.
Oh wait. Oh no, they actually brought it back. Okay, hold on. I'll send you guys I'll send you a DM real quick.
Okay.
This is going to.
All right.
Okay, that's the clip. That's my favorite song.
Oh yeah.
when I did Dooley and Pals, that's my favorite one.
I see.
So now you guys can actually see the Bug Bird or Beast one.
Oh wow.
Nice. You know what makes sense? Dooley and Pals Show's episodes are kind of back recently on YouTube, which
Yeah, the show should come back with adults, the kids as adults.
Oh my god,
that'd be interesting. Okay.
If there was a reboot, would you come back for it?
yeah, I'd be down. I'd be down to doing a what is it? How do they say it?
Like the reboot version, and like the basically, but they're adults.
They're all grown up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Or imagine that
would happen if they're doing Pals like OG cast reunion. That would probably
like a reunion. Like
we need.
bring
So here's
the
the
cast
thing.
back together.
We need to do it. Nobody's done it. Somebody has to. It's Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show that has to.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
I wish. I actually need to get in contact with like my old like the my old agency and stuff, because I wonder. I'm like, hey, I used to be Chris on Dooley and Pals, you know, like
You know any of the people from it?
yeah, like, and I need to actually try to get in contact with some more people if possible. I know that Erica and Josh are, I think, on Facebook, but I don't know if they're really active anymore. It's been a couple of years. But
I think Eric is still active. Like I said, he did comment on someone's YouTube that said that it was him. So that's awesome.
that would actually be kind of cool to do a reunion. Didn't they do one for Friends?
Yeah, they also did one for Jesse and other stuff.
Oh
Yeah, they did one for a ton of shows.
Steven Stevens.
Yeah.
Stevens.
Yeah.
Hey, that's something. That right there is something you and Chris have in common. Loves that show.
Oh yes, that was love that show. Growing up.
We actually had Beans on from in a previous episode.
Fucking Beans.
Yes.
Okeechobee.
Yep.
And we had Nelson on as well.
Every single time that he would say Okeechobee, I was like, I knew exactly where that was too.
Yeah.
You know, sort of, okay, we can say about it, but there's one part that we did while we interviewed him. One time that he actually called Spencer Breslin, who worked that show. He called him.
Yeah.
Wait, is it what you up to now, dude? Let's just get kissed. Don't say you over there. That's one of the most funniest moments that have on the show. That's how funny guy he is. So
he's coming back in the future, as I said.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if the episode of Spencer and Steven and Lawrence. Episode, we're kind of planning to do that. So,
what do you want to say to your fans that are out there?
To people that knows you from the show. Like,
what do you want to say to your fans, like who supported you?
I mean, thank you guys so much for the support, and you know, if I'm still working on trying to get back into acting again after taking a little bit of a hiatus. I'm working on it. I currently have like a Twitch. If you guys want to come and check me out there.
Yeah, we'll put the links in the description. If you
guys want to come and check me out, I play a lot of video games. I like to have just a chill vibe and everything, but I also am working on getting into voice acting as well as
nice.
And people can find you on TikTok as well.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I followed you on.
Yeah. Right.
My good old TikTok.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah. So like, because I remember one of the TikToks you made about you said something about your cat, which I actually saw your cat behind you actually. That cat's dope. I used to have that black cat, but that cat unfortunately passed away like a couple years ago.
I'm sorry. I rescued her at the beginning of COVID actually, when everything like shut down and stuff. So I took her in and everything, but I haven't left her side on like since I got her until like just recently when I started going back to work, and now it's like the whole separation anxiety, and I'm like, oh
yeah, that's all that TikTok about.
Yeah. Very cute.
my baby.
By the way.
Anyway, Chris, what were you going to ask?
So, for anyone who wants to get into acting or performing, do you have any advice for people who want to get into that kind of field?
Three things that I always tell, like that I also I've gotten advice from a lot of my friends and everything. Get headshots done. I just recently got new headshots and everything, so I gotta actually like not Photoshop them, but like kind of clean them up and everything.
Yeah.
Right.
But get headshots done if you're able to. Sometimes there's you know, just a simple ask your friend if they have a good camera and everything, and take photos that way as well. Like, you know, but when taking headshots, be yourself. Don't, a lot of agencies, they're not as strict, and they're not as like, oh, we want you in like, you know, a specific look or whatnot. Obviously keep it clean, not, no like graphic tees and stuff like that, but be yourself. In the photos, be fun, be energetic, the energy that you want to show the people that you're auditioning for, like what they get out of the picture. Research, do a lot of research, because I myself am doing a lot of research. I'm like, okay, what classes can I take for voice acting that'll get me the most out of my money, and you know, do the research that way of like, what is more beneficial to me. How can I be able to, like, what exactly are you going for? Do you pause? Do you like actually have the experience that you have as a voice actor, or do you want to start at step one?
Yeah.
You know, do your research.
Right.
And 3, make sure it's an achievement that you really want to strive for. Put in the work. You have to put in the work for it, and you have to put in the research and the effort. Because if it's one of those things that it's like, I'm thinking about it, and it's like, I don't know, maybe, like, just do it. But if you do it, like, you gotta go for it, because it is a battle against so many people. So, and have the confidence and everything, go in there and just be like, you know what? And it's okay. I always tell everybody this too. It is okay if people say no. You have to accept.
You get hurt a lot in the industry.
Yes. Don't get butthurt about it. Go in, do your best, leave out of that audition knowing that, cool, I did my best. I put it all out there, move on to the next one.
Right.
You know, like, don't let it kill you if you don't hear back, or if you hear a no and stuff like that, because it happens. That definitely happens. So, just kind of keep your head up and just kind of keep going for it, you know?
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on. It's been a blast.
Absolutely.
And maybe you can come back, get some other Dooley and Pals with David.
Yeah, who knows? So since we talk about that, you know, where you said why about where you said to your fans and all about being supportive, and well, what they're gonna say that you got the support that the 3 of us still know that show to this day. That I know.
Yeah, and it's still an amazing show. It still lives up to it.
Yeah. I don't know why a lot of people not a lot of people really know that show. I still to this day. So
they should.
Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah, it's one of those. It is one of those
shows
things
be more recommended to have more views of the show, no matter how long ago the show last time did aired an episode.
Yeah, watch people watch this.
Like 2003.
Discover the show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right,
Yeah.
Right.
The show was it was a great learning curve for me as well, growing up as a kid and stuff like that. So, you know, it is one of those things that it's like, you know, they again, to those that have supported me or the show, not even necessarily me, but are like fans of the show and everything. Thank you. Like, thank you guys so much for sticking through it and everything. And, you know, I hope that there's more people that you'll be able to reach out to and stuff. Like, like, this is great. This is a great opportunity. And thank you guys for having me on here.
No problem. I know we're going to reach out to Deffinbaugh eventually, because I found her contact page on our website.
And real quick, lastly, before we wrap up, if people want to find you, where can people, or contact you, where can people find you?
You can find me on twitch.tv/shadow. That's SHAAD0E.
Yeah, awesome.
I pretty much stream. I stream regularly every weekend, like Friday, Saturdays. But other than that, you can come and follow me on Instagram, Instagram.com/shadow, again, SHAAD0E, or TikTok and Twitter as well.
There you go.
Same name.
Every links of your social media will be in the description below, so people can find you. And it's amazing that for the future, it'd be amazing if future kids will watch the show. That'd be amazing.
That would be great to kind of bring Dooley and Pals back, and
it should be.
Yeah.
So like what Wyatt said, the show needs to be like back or do something like that. And I'm glad that people still know the show. Just say three of us, for example, and
or do a movie or special explaining how Dooley and Marty keep their.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. And
well, one of my favorite shows, Teen Wolf, is actually coming out with a movie right now.
Nice.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Very awesome.
Cool, yeah.
And we know, speaking of movies, Clifford came out with the movie. That's amazing.
Yeah, I actually was like, that's a very interesting choice there.
Yeah, it's based off the book.
Yeah,
definitely.
Right. Yeah. For it'd be amazing though if like for the future of the kids, it will be like watch the Julian and Pals of the older, or even like the older shows that a lot of people know of, and that I recommend more like attention to the show, and that not a lot of people know about the show, which is kind of unfortunate, but hopefully more in the future will be amazing, especially for the like I said, the reunion and all, and or something, for get back to the show or reunion or everything, everything that you want to do something with the show anyway. So
or make a petition to put it on one of those streaming services.
Who knows? Who knows?
That would be funny.
Netflix should
that'd be awesome though. I'd sign it.
Netflix picked up Full House. Why not bring it back? Or why not bring Dooley back on there?
That'd be amazing though. Which I'm thinking doing Pals Show probably now streaming now. I think
it is. It's on it's on one of those.
Yeah, it's on.
I know it's on a platform.
Yeah, it's on Yippee.tv, which has like a lot of Christian kids shows.
Oh well, okay. I think that's a perfect streaming to be on there.
It's
a Christian show.
Yeah,
that's for example.
That's kind of the purpose of it. It has like a lot of Christian kids shows like VeggieTales and of course
VeggieTales is a good
Dooley and Pals and all those shows.
Oh man, everybody knows VeggieTales.
Yeah. Thanks for being a part of the show. It's been awesome.
Same words to Chris. And I'm gonna say this. You're a great guy that we have on the show. Hopefully in the future episodes we can do like where other Julian Pals kids or people that's a part of the show in general be part of the show in the future. And hopefully maybe if you want if there's any like a
time you want to come back, just message us.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things that I mean, like, hey, if you reach out to some of the other kids, if you're able to get in contact with them and stuff like that, and bring them on the show.
Like I said, when I looked
to bring us all together.
Yeah, when I looked at the kids,
do a Zoom reunion.
There you go.
Do a Zoom meeting with all of us.
Yeah.
That'd be our best. Right. That'd be our biggest interview.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I think so. Yes.
I feel like it'll be deserved that to be happen. So for the future of the podcast, hopes high from that. When we're going to get there.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you so much, Justenn, for having the show. You're a great guy, and keep on doing great work with what you're doing. And hopefully soon you'll be back into acting that you mentioned. And can't wait what's next for yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's gonna be a great day with
yes.
Yes. Gonna laugh and play till
fun fact. I was going to get Jakey.
So good.
Well, he knows it. Why? So there you go.
The songs and games. It's really, truly, absolutely gonna be a great day. Oh my god, I can't believe I remember that.
Oh my god,
it's one of those catchy songs.
Oh my god,
it is catchy. I listened to it before we did this interview. It's awesome.
Right.
All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for having me on here. Keep up the great work. And maybe I'll see you around.
So from all of us, thank you so much for watching this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed and stick around for more episodes. Thank you for the support and everything that I always say. That I don't need to say again. But until now, bye-bye from Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show, and hope you enjoyed. See you around for more episodes to come. And of course, I always say, see you on the next episode. See ya. Bye-bye.
See ya.
See you next time on another episode of Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show. Be sure to follow us on social media and stream us wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Bye-bye.